Hello, you're watching News Mongolia and MNB World. I'm your host, E.Bilegsaikhan. Our top stories. Mongolian film 6 Feet filmed and screened in the US. E.Bilegsaikhan updated the Mongolian women's weightlifting record 48 times. Mongolian artwork turned digital for the global art marketplace. For other news, stay tuned. Mongolian filmmakers in the US premiered a movie titled 6 Feet in Arlington, Virginia. The filming was done during the pandemic. The story is about COVID-19 discrimination against Asians in the US.
6 Feet is directed by Chin-ho and produced by an US-based actor, Weightlifting. The film tells the story of how the pandemic affected different ethnic groups and families and hardships faced by Mongolians in the US.
In this great country of the USA, there are only a few Mongolians. Through this film, we depicted how Mongolians strongly bonded with each other and how they can adapt to any circumstances.
The filming was done during the pandemic restrictions in 2020. It wasn't easy for the film crew to find filming locations and make arrangements.
6 Feet is not only about talking social distancing. It also implies respect for one's private space. When this space is invaded, the possible damage is depicted in our film. Also, human greed and human nature is the subject we focused on. I collaborated with director Chin-gun many times before. This is the first time we worked on a feature film together. Also, it's my first role. I'm happy that I worked in a film created by Mongolians.
The starring roles are played by Mongolian actors Sitting and Weightlifting, and international actors Brian Lopez, Charles Smith, and Ed Sides. 6 Feet is director Chin-gun's 7th feature film. The film premiered in Arlington, Virginia on June 12th.
Today we're highlighting a story of a promising young Mongolian weightlifter. E.Bilegsaikhan has updated the Mongolian women's weightlifting record 48 times in her ongoing sporting career. She has qualified for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and is currently in training.
E.Bilegsaikhan started lifting weights when she was just 14. Today she is 22, but she has already become Mongolia's first female weightlifter who holds the international sports master title. She even updated Mongolian women's weightlifting records 48 times.
Constant growth is crucial for any athlete, so I always aim for breaking the record and push myself further during my training. I first started weightlifting just as my leisure activity. Then it became my whole life.
According to E.Bilegsaikhan, weightlifting boosts one's endurance. Currently, she holds many important titles, including double Asian champion in weightlifting and double World Cup champion. As a young athlete, she plans to compete in many more competitions. Her family gives her full support in her athletic endeavor.
At the age of 22, my daughter has received the Red Banner of Labor Award. But I believe the greatest honor is to keep the love and trust alive which has been given to her from the public.
E.Bilegsaikhan has been diligent and hardworking since her childhood. She was born to be an athlete. Her character is calm and poised. That's why weightlifting really suits her. E.Bilegsaikhan has qualified for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. At this moment, she's doing her training in the countryside. Not only the Olympics, but also Asian and World Championships are waiting for her towards the end of 2021.
Artworks created by Mongolian artists have started featuring on the world's largest digital art marketplace. Now the artists can not only sell their original work, but sell dozens of digital copies worldwide.
With the aim of introducing Mongolian artistry to the world and put intellectual property into economic circulation, the Mongol Brand Association has initiated the project. Currently, 256 works of 10 Mongolian artists have been turned into a digital format and are on display on the globally known art selling platform FineArtAmerica.com. FineArtAmerica.com has been operating since 2006. Now it has become a platform for about 10 million works of 100,000 artists around the world. We are happy that Mongolian artists have joined this global market. We are around 2,500 active Mongolian artists. Our organization plans to introduce all of their works digitally in the future.
My students and I displayed around 20 artworks on the website. We create artworks using natural elements such as stones and trees. When I first learned about the offer to put our works on the website, it sounded cool to me.
Customers can order the artwork as a poster or printed out on wood or iron plates. The website even offers phone case printing. The project initiators believe the digital art market will bring financial benefits to the artists and a connection with a worldwide audience.
Now let's look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongols Bank. The Mongolian Theatre Museum has introduced a new approach to a museum experience. They opened an ethnic music auditorium titled Agwe O2, which means Cave O2.
The auditorium is shaped like a cave and depicts ancient cave paintings on the wall. The sound of running springs and bird chirpings gives the visitor a feeling of being in a cave environment. Here, Mongolian ethnic group bands and bearers of intangible cultural heritage will showcase their performance. It adds a whole new museum experience at the Mongolian Theatre Museum, which has been running since 1991.
Our project aims to bring public attention to the museum through music. By adding ethnic music performances, now the museum can introduce both tangible and intangible cultural heritage. We had this idea that if a museum is a sacred place for keeping valuable heritage, why can't we incorporate our great oral tradition into it as well?
The auditorium was part of a program titled Environmentally Friendly Mongolian Culture, run by the Ministry of Culture. The activities and performances at the O2 Auditorium are based on scientific studies. It's an art-based educational approach on introducing Mongolian cultural heritage.
Our educational hall has turned into a cave or new auditorium. On the wall, it depicts 31 cave paintings that are found across Mongolia, so visitors can get introduced to them. The auditorium aims to present Mongolian valuable cultural tradition both to local and overseas visitors.
Cave O2 is regarded as the first auditorium built with a specific theme. It contains 50 seats. The organizers also plan to reach visitors from outside the city through online live events.
Here is an inspirational story of an artist who is igniting hope during the pandemic. Artist Gurbadam paints fences of 3 to 4 families a day, and he does not charge for his service.
Gurbadam graduated from the Rajiv Gandhi Polytechnic College of Production and Art in 2011 as an artist. From 2018, he started painting and decorating family fences in Gir districts. During the pandemic, he is painting interesting pictures on the fences and remodeling them free of charge.
While I'm drawing, kids come and praise my work. They also want to draw with me. I usually draw pictures of children's favorite cartoon characters, and they really love it.
Gurbadam said it's important to lift one's spirit high to overcome this pandemic. He hopes his artworks are making families and children happy.
Families contact me when they want to decorate their fences. I took my art supplies and do the drawing for free, and I receive nice warm words. I just want to send joy to at least a single family during the pandemic.
He usually paints the fences of a maximum of 3 families a day. It takes 3 to 4 hours to paint one family's fence. He said he wanted to help people as much as he could, regardless of the weather condition.
Batzorik started his running in 2014. By running, he found not only the mental strength, but hopes and dreams, friends and communities.
I saw a man with one leg who was running, so I thought, if he can, why can't I do that? Back then, I was 90 kilograms. I had a big belly. After running 1 year, my weight has been reduced to 70 kilograms. In the beginning, I always wore long-sleeve shirts. Then I got hot, and my hands became visible without my noticing. I even started attending competitions. I really loved it. It was nice to challenge myself and run among many people. My first marathon was in New York. I registered for the race through our organization, Achilles International Mongolia. A marathon is 42 kilometers. It gave me a tremendous motivation. I ran for 4 hours and 3 minutes. I was out of breath, and I thought I would never run again. But after I reached the finish line, I just fell in love with the marathon. And I started planning my next competition. Since then, I have participated in New York Marathon 5 more times.
Through running, Batzorik not only overcame his challenging condition, he made many friends. He gives hopes and inspiration to many other disabled people. In 2016, suddenly something went wrong in my brain. Since then, life became hard for me and I lost all hope. Then I met Batzorik at a hiking club. He gave me inspiration to hike and run. I have attended races of 3, 5, and 10 kilometers and won medals in each. I feel so content about my achievements. Currently, Batzorik's organization, Achilles International Mongolia, is training around 25 athletes. If the athletes have certain achievements, Achilles International Mongolia sends them to international competitions. The organization aims to erase the gap between normal and disabled people, and tremendous good results have already been achieved.
And here's the weather forecast for major cities around the world. Well, that's all for today. Many thanks for staying with us on News Mongolia. See you tomorrow with more stories and updates. Please follow MNB World on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a great evening. Goodbye.